Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Bit of an unusual video today. Just wanted to give my thoughts quickly on the Golden Globes. So the production value of this video will be pretty minimal, let's say. I'm just going to sit here and literally go through the Golden Globes website, go through all the nominees, and just give my general reaction, really. To me, that's the first sort of set of nominees for the most important awards ceremonies. In my point of view, sat in the UK, the importance of ceremonies goes the Oscars, then the BAFTAs, and then you got the Golden Globes, which is just, don't know why they exist, to be honest. But I guess in America, the Golden Globes are bigger than the BAFTAs. As I said, a bit of an unusual video. I should preface this by saying it's likely that I haven't seen a lot of the Golden Globes nominees. Usually, there's always a couple that I haven't seen whenever I go to look at the lists, but this year I feel like it may be a bit more than usual, so forgive me. I am doing a reaction video for an award ceremony that I potentially haven't seen all the films of, but it doesn't really matter. I want to give my 2 cents anyway, so whatever. Golden Globes, the nominations for the 78th Golden Globe Awards 2021 announced! Wow! Okay, winners and nominees, Golden Globes 2021. We'll start at the top of the list, and I'm glad I said that I probably won't have seen a lot of the nominees because I already can tell that from looking at Best Picture Drama, I think we're off to a bad start for me, really. We've got The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and Trial of Chicago 7. Out of 5 for Best Picture Drama for the Golden Globe Awards, I have seen 1. Not great. I am called the movie surgeon. That's as far as it goes though, really. Just the name. I can't say I'm actually a professional film reviewer or whatever. I am just a guy that sat in his flat. I'm sat in a cupboard right now just chatting to a laptop, so forgive me for not having seen them all. I might just put in the title of this video something like Movie Professional Reacts to Golden Globes. Get some clickbait in there. See how we do. I'll bring in. If you're sat there right now watching this video because of the clickbait, I got you. Why don't you subscribe anyway? Not all my videos are clickbaity. Anyway, let's get on with what I was trying to do, which is react to the different categories. We're starting off with Best Picture. So, out of all of them, I've only seen Mank. Mank is a film that I didn't best enjoy. Put it this way, I'm currently making a video on Mank, and the video that I'm making is by far the longest video I have on my channel, considering that I do have a video that breaks down every single Christopher Nolan film. So yeah, you can guess that I have a lot of problems with Mank. I won't go into it because I'm making a video at the moment. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for the video. But Mank isn't for me, so I'm not surprised it's nominated for Best Picture at all because of what it is. It's essentially a love letter to Hollywood, directed by David Fincher. Of course it's going to get nominated. There's no way it wouldn't get nominated. It's got Gary Oldman as the lead, you've got Amanda Seyfried, however you say her name, it's not like that. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't want it to win Best Picture, but I'm not surprised that it's got Best Picture. Nomadland, not out yet, so I can't comment on that. I think it's out in the US, it's not out in the UK, so I can't comment. Promising Young Woman, not out yet. I'm sorry, it just nothing. What can I do about that? It's not out. The Father, it is out. I just haven't seen it. Trial of Chicago 7, same story. But there are other films I have seen that I thought were going to get Best Picture, so I thought I'd have a better standing here. If I was a betting man, I would say that Mank is going to win Best Picture. I'll put 50p on that. If anyone wants to bet with me, I bet you 50 pence that Mank is going to win Best Picture for the Golden Globes. I will genuinely send you 50p. If I lose. Not everyone, because then I'll have to spend lots of 50p, but first person to comment saying I bet you 50p, that is a firm bet I have with you that Mank is going to get Best Picture, and we'll shake on it online. Right, Best Picture, musical/comedy. It's no shock whatsoever that Borat's subsequent movie film is on that list. Hamilton as well, well done Hamilton. Music, I don't know that one. Palm Springs, I haven't seen, and The Prom I have seen, and I turned it off after 40 minutes because it was so bad. I've heard it gets better after the first hour or so, but I couldn't enjoy that. I was gonna make a video on it. I put it on to make a full video on it, and I got 40 minutes in. I was just like, I can't even do this. This is just that's rubbish. I'm just not interested. Yeah, the others, Palm Springs I haven't seen. I think it's on Hulu. I don't have Hulu. I'm not going to pay for Hulu just to see Palm Springs, whatever that is. This is the sort of category where I sort of have a problem with award ceremonies. Musical/comedy. If that's what we're doing, then why haven't we got like horror/romance? Why haven't we got thriller/children's movies? It's so random to mix musical and comedy. I guess it's because there's less in each category, but like, to me, why is Borat's subsequent movie film in the same category as The Prom? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The Prom is a musical starring James Corden, and Borat's subsequent movie film is the second edition of Borat. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Whatever, I think... I'm not going to say what I think. Although I think Borat will probably win in that category. Best Actress Motion Picture Drama. Okay, we've got Viola Davis for Matt Rainey's Black Bottom. Andra Ray for United States versus Billie Holiday. What's that? What's the United States versus Billie Holiday? UK release date. So March. It's not out yet. It's not out yet. Okay, nothing to do about that. Pieces of a Woman. You've got Vanessa Kirby nominated for that. Vanessa Kirby is very good, but I haven't seen that film. Frances McDormand, anything she's in, she's great in. But again, I haven't seen Nomadland because it's not out. Carey Mulligan, the same, it's not out yet. Don't really know how to react to that one because I haven't heard of United States versus Billie Holiday. Can't see Nomadland. I can't see Promising Young Woman. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I think that was Chadwick Boseman's last film, which I haven't seen. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm reacting to this category. I haven't seen a single film in that category. But it's a strong category. Vanessa Kirby, she's very good. I was watching The Crown recently. She's fantastic in that. Frances McDormand just smashes anything she's in. Carey Mulligan, really interesting career. She's very good in everything she does. The other two, gotta admit, not familiar with their work, but good luck to them. Let's move on. Right, Best Actor Motion Picture Drama. Okay, Riz Ahmed. Well done, Riz. What a boy. What a boy. Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, which I've got to say does not surprise me, and I was hoping to see him on this list. I'd say out of all the potential films for these awards ceremonies, Sound of Metal, I think really should be a strong contender. And I think Riz Ahmed, he was so good in that. He was just really good. I don't know if anyone else would have pulled off that role in the same way he did. He added something special to that film. And he's just an all-round good actor anyway. So Riz Ahmed, well done. I hope he wins that, even though I haven't even read out the other ones yet. Right, well, who else have we got? Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, as I just mentioned. I think that was Chadwick Boseman. I think it was his last performance. I might be wrong. Chadwick Boseman, what a loss to the film industry that was. That was very sad. I'll have to watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I'll tell you that. Next, we've got The Father, Anthony Hopkins. Supposedly that's a good film. I haven't seen it. Mank, Gary Oldman. I think you gathered by now that I'm not really a fan of Mank, but Gary Oldman, if I was to list some of the best actors I know, Gary Oldman would be like in the top tier of that list. He's really, really one of the best actors we've got. His performance in Mank was fine. Like, it was fine with what he was given, with what the script was, with what the movie was. Of course he was good. Of course he was great. He's a good actor. Of course he can pull that off. But I just don't know. I find it hard when I don't like a film. I find it really hard to see the actor in that film as a contender in the award ceremony, just because I find it hard to remove them from the film, because obviously I don't enjoy the film in general, so I didn't really enjoy what his character was doing, but he was good at playing the character, if that makes sense. So it doesn't surprise me at all. As I said, Mank's a love letter to Hollywood. Why, of course it's going to get nominated, and Gary Oldman's one of the best actors we've got, so yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Good luck to him. I hope Riz Ahmed beats him. That would be brilliant, but I can't see that. Riz Ahmed is essentially in a sort of, it's almost an indie film, it's an Amazon film. It's quite small. It's very small in scale compared to Mank, and Mank has David Fincher behind it. I don't know. Based on performances, Riz Ahmed all the way, but Gary Oldman is good. And then last but not least, we got Tahar Rahim. Sorry, I think I pronounced his name right. In Mauritanian. What on earth is that? Alright, this is where I get embarrassed because I haven't heard of a good film. Mauritanian. A defense attorney, her associate, and a military prosecutor uncover a far-reaching conspiracy while investigating a case of suspected 9/11 terrorist imprisoned at Guantanamo Bay for 6 years. That sounds really interesting. And you know what? It's not out yet, so sort of no wonder I haven't heard of it. That's another film that's nominated for this. It's not out yet. That's going to be a recurring problem, I think, for this. I think, A, because this is an American award ceremony. Films are released at different times in the US compared to the UK. So a lot of the films on this list are actually available right now in the US, but not available in the UK. I think that's one problem. I think a bigger problem is the pandemic that we're all currently living in. The pandemic has created a shift in film distribution, really, for the last year or so. So a lot of the big productions that were supposed to be released last year, like off the top of my head, we got Dune, A Quiet Place, the new James Bond film, that's just to name a few. They've all just been postponed until after this season of, after this awards season. So they obviously can't be nominated for these awards because nobody's seen them. Also, the award ceremonies, like the Oscars and BAFTAs, have been pushed back to April instead of sort of February time, which is when they usually are. I'm not sure what's happened with the Golden Globes. I think that's the end of February. I probably should check that. I am doing a video on it. So we've got all these big films not being released. Then we've got all these films like the one I just mentioned, which I guess were filmed around the start of the pandemic, or they were at least getting finished off last year and were due to come out in sort of March, April of 2021, and therefore be contenders for the award ceremonies of 2022. But they've now sort of taken the place of all the films that got pushed to next year, and they've ended up getting nominated, if that makes sense. So what we've got is sort of a strange mix of nominees that, if there wasn't a pandemic, wouldn't have been in the same category together. Do you know what I mean? So like this year, realistically, it would have been like Mank, Dune, James Bond. They would have all been like the big films. So we've now got films that are coming out in sort of March and stuff like that, which are nominees for the Golden Globes, which usually I don't think would be a thing. And on top of that, the distribution. Last year when the Golden Globes were announced, as I said, there was a couple that I didn't know. Like, there's always a few that I just haven't seen, but at least I've heard of all of them. But there's always a few that I haven't seen. That's just the case. You can't catch every film. But last year I was going to the cinema at least once a week, so it'd get to like Friday, I'm like, right, what's out this weekend? Right, let's go and see it. I need to go see this, this and this. Let's go see it. Whereas this year, cinemas are closed. Nothing's being put out. Anything that is being put out is being spread across multiple streaming sites. So obviously Netflix, I've seen Mank, and I've seen a few of the other nominees because they're on Netflix. I have a Netflix subscription. Some of the other ones, they're on Hulu. I don't have Hulu. I'm not going to buy Hulu. Some of them have just gone to sort of rental, online rental, which I don't have any money at the moment. I can't rent films. And then there's some that have gone to different streaming sites I don't use. You know, like Borat, I had to pay for that. I wanted to see it, so I did. I paid like £3.50 to see it, which is unusual because last year I had a cinema card. I just roll up to the cinema. Hello, I'm here to watch a film. I go see all the films. Oh, what's been nominated? Oh, it's all the films that have been in the cinema for the last year. So I'd see them. But this year, it's a random mix of films. Some have been postponed, some have been pulled forward, some have been pulled back. Some are on Netflix, some are on Hulu. Like, it's my fault I haven't seen all the films, but at the same time, it's such a strange year for film distribution and viewing that now that I'm looking at this list of Golden Globes, I'm sort of realising how much of an impact the pandemic has had. And it's a bit of a shame, really. I think it's sort of taken away the collectivism of watching films. I even went to see films last year like Birds of Prey. I don't care about that, but I've got a cinema card. Whereas if that came out this year and just was put on like Hulu, I'm not going to see that. You know what I mean? It's different. It's been a very different viewing experience this year, so I think it's had an impact on what films I know about. But I've gone on a bit of a tangent there. That's just my opinion on the pandemic, and now it's sort of affected my viewing of films and affected the whole awards season. But we'll see. It's going to get interesting when it gets to the BAFTA nominations and especially the Oscar nominations, I think. I'm really interested to see what's going to be nominated there. I've read up on what people predict. I have my own predictions for what's going to be nominated, but I think there's going to be a few surprises in there. So it should be interesting. If anything, this is certainly an interesting point in history. I think, like we look back on, I don't know, like Mank looks back on MGM and Paramount and stuff like that, RKO. I think people in the future will look back at now as a significant shift in cinema. So at least, even though it's crap, we're living in an interesting point in history. Let's take that away from it, shall we? So I've gone on a bit of a tangent there, but we've now made our way to Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical/Comedy. Again, my least favourite category, musical/comedy. Maria Bakalova, fairly new actress from Bulgaria. My girlfriend's Bulgarian. She'll probably kill me for butchering her name just then. She's an interesting one. Very good actress. New to people's eyes. I hadn't heard of her before Borat. It's interesting to see someone nominated for a film like Borat because it's not traditional acting. It's a different style of acting. You need to stay in character for a long time, and you need to do it in front of complete strangers that have no idea that you're acting. And also, she will have had the knowledge that this was going to be a big film. This is Borat 2. This is Sacha Baron Cohen's next film. It's going to be a big film. So I think she was under a lot of pressure and she did very, very well. The problem I did have with Borat's subsequent movie film, I liked Borat's subsequent movie film. I don't think it was as good as the first Borat, but that came out when I was about 9, so I guess maybe my sense of humour has changed since then. Perhaps it's evolved a little bit. But Borat, it was a continuation of the comedy style we've had coming out of America, really, in the last 4 years, which is just Trump bad. It's like, yeah, we get it. I hate Trump. Everyone, Trump's an idiot. Of course, Trump's bad, but like, all comedy has been for a long time now is just Trump bad. Look at Trump bad. I feel like as much as Borat 2 or subsequent movie film was entertaining, there were bits where I was really laughing and cringing, and I enjoyed myself. It was sort of low-hanging fruit. It's easy targets. It's so easy to take the piss out of a Trump supporter and Trump. Just a bit disappointing, I'd say. Let's move on from that. We'll move on now. We got Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical/Comedy. Okay. Sacha Baron Cohen, again. Yeah, Borat is, as with Maria in the previous category, it's a very unique style of acting. You've got to stay in character, sometimes for hours. You've got to really put yourself out there. You've got to be prepared to do dangerous things. Running into a rally and shouting things in America, you can get shot for that. Like some of the things he did, you can get shot. Messing around with Trump's top people, you can get shot for that. You really can. I know people are always risk his life. Like, I think he's an actor that genuinely sort of does risk his life, because in America, they are trigger happy. Some Americans are very trigger happy. I don't mean that in a rude way, but Americans love their guns, and the president and his people are very protected. If you try and mess with them, you get shot, unless, of course, you're storming the Capitol, in which case you're welcomed in. So yeah, I respect him for what he did. Borat 2, as an actor, fine. Yeah, it was fine. He played Borat and he did it well. Okay. Next, James Corden, The Prom. James Corden. I have luckily avoided reviewing anything with James Corden in other than Cats, which I made, I think, a 10-second video on last year where I just said Jesus Christ because it was so bad. I didn't feel like that movie deserved me going in on it. James Corden, it's hard to judge someone's performance when you already think the actor is a bit of a dick. I don't like James Corden. Find him annoying. A lot of people find him annoying. I know it's a bit of a trend to find him annoying, but genuinely he does wind me up. So it's hard to appreciate him as a performer when you've already got that negative feeling towards him. Saying that, The Prom was absolute shit. It was so bad. It was just boring. And I think it was made worse by James Corden. I think he was extremely irritating. He played a flamboyant, camp musical star who's narcissistic and just sort of out of touch. And it was just annoying to watch. Like, it was just irritating to watch. There was nothing more I could say about that performance. It was irritating to watch. I understand why it's been nominated, because there's not much other competition, let's be honest. If there were more films, he definitely would have been nominated, because The Prom... Actually, The Prom just sort of got forgotten about. It came out on Netflix. It was like, The Prom, there was like a week's worth of promo, and I've forgotten about it since then, so no, I don't think he deserves a nomination. Sorry, James. Lin-Manuel Miranda, Hamilton. I haven't seen Hamilton. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Lin. Dev Patel. That's a name I'm very happy to see on this list. The Personal History of David Copperfield was one of my favourite films of last year. It's just a really nice film. It's one of those films that doesn't take itself too seriously. It just sort of gets a big cast together and just has fun. It's almost reminded me of Stardust from 2007, where the story's silly. Like, it's unbelievable. It's not going to happen, but it's fun. They had a good cast. Dave Patel? I don't know who that is. Dev Patel just did a fantastic job. He was funny. He's good to watch on screen. He's just a good actor. He's just got a very expression-y face. I don't know how to put it. He's a bit of a goof. Like, he just is. But it works. Like, he's very enjoyable to watch on screen. So Dev Patel, Personal History of David Copperfield. I would like to see him win. That would be interesting. And then at the end we got Andy Samberg for Palm Springs. Again, it's on Hulu. Not going to see it. Sorry, mate. So out of that list, we've got Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays Borat very well, as expected. James Corden, a gimp. Lin-Manuel Miranda, I don't know. Dev Patel, brilliant. Andy Samberg, I'm just not going to watch his film, so I think I want Dev Patel to win there. That'd be fantastic. Moving on, Best Supporting Actress for a Motion Picture. Have we not already had this category? Wait, let me go back. Have we not Best Supporting? Oh, sorry, Supporting. God, I'm an idiot. I can't read. Best Supporting Actress. Okay. Glenn Close, Hillbilly Elegy. What the flip is that? Hillbilly Elegy? Oh, that came out last year, sorry. I just haven't seen it, I don't know what that is. Olivia Colman, The Father. Jodie Foster for The Mauritanian. Not out yet. Mank. Amanda Seyfried, can't remember how to pronounce her name. Yeah, she was good in Mank. Again, same with Gary Oldman. I just didn't like Mank. Wait till my video comes out, you'll really understand why I didn't like Mank. But she was good. She's good in everything. I like her. She played Marion Davis in Mank. She put on a good performance. I found her, as an actor, entertaining in the film. I think she'll win, to be honest, this category. I think she has a very good chance. Because as a supporting actor, I feel like, this might be unfair, but I feel like I remember her performance more than I remember Gary Oldman's performance in Mank. So she was very good. And then you got Helena Zengel for News of the World. News of the World? Is that a film? What is that? It's not out yet. Not out yet. So don't blame me for not having a clue who this little girl is. Best Supporting Actor for a Motion Picture. Again, we got Sacha Baron Cohen with Trial of the Chicago 7. That's an interesting one, actually, because you got Sacha Baron Cohen playing Borat, which is just a stupid man from Kazakhstan who just speaks sort of a mix of gibberish and broken Eastern European. It's just it's a ridiculous character. Everyone knows what Borat is. But then you've also got him starring in The Trial of Chicago 7. I like Sacha Baron Cohen because he mixes it up. He's not just a one-trick pony. He can actually act in different mediums, which is interesting. Daniel Kaluuya, Judas and the Black Messiah, haven't seen it. Jared Leto, The Little Things. Bill Murray, On the Rocks. Leslie Odom Jr., One Night in Miami. Can't lie, fellas, I've seen none of those films. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, before the Oscars comes out, I'm going to watch these films. I've been wasting my time, really. If you look back on my channel, what have I watched? I've watched a really crap David Bowie biopic that no one saw. What was that film? The Midnight Sky, just George Clooney stuck on a bass. That was crap. There was that Christmas one I reviewed. That was good, but again, I don't think anyone really saw that. Actually, I'm going to go on my channel. Is there anything that's being nominated here that I've actually bothered to watch? Well, not say bother. I watch a lot of films. The thing is, I do watch a lot of films, but I just haven't seen these. Ava, I'm not surprised that hasn't been nominated for anything. That was awful. Jessica Chastain was probably in hiding from embarrassment. Tenet, I'm not surprised that Tenet hasn't been nominated for anything because, you know, I made a video on Tenet. Go and watch that if you want to hear my opinion on it, but I'm not surprised that so far no one's been nominated for that. Although, actually, I take back that statement. I thought perhaps, what's his face? What's his bloody name? Robert Pattinson. Christ, I thought perhaps Robert Pattinson would get a nomination for supporting actor in that, because there was good acting in that. That's strange. But Nolan's crying somewhere. I've watched Kissing Booth. Surprised that hasn't been nominated. Yeah, but I need to start watching better films, don't I? We'll move on. Best Director for a Motion Picture. This is good. This category's been in the news for the last 24 hours because they've actually nominated some women. Last year it was ridiculous, the nominee. Let's go on the nominees for last year. It was silly. 2020 Best Director in Motion Picture. You had Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. He was only nominated because he's Martin Scorsese. Quentin Tarantino. Why was, for once upon a time in Hollywood, why? Again, it's the same with Mank. That's why I think that's going to win things, because it's just sort of a love letter to Hollywood. If you do that, you're just going to get nominated. And he's Quentin Tarantino. He has to get nominated for stuff. If he didn't, there'd be a riot or something. Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Oh, that makes sense. Sam Mendes, who actually won Best Director last year. I'm fully behind that. I think 1917 was one of my favourite films of last year. Todd Phillips' Joker. That was an alright film. One of the biggest snubs last year for Best Director, I remember, was Greta Gerwig for Little Women. Little Women was a remake. It's been made a few times, but I genuinely believe that if Martin Scorsese directed Little Women, which he wouldn't, let's be honest, that would have got nominated without a doubt. So it's good to see this year that they got more women than men, actually. If I can count, yep, I can. That's more women than men. Well done, everyone. Let's go through it. We got Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. Again, not out yet. David Fincher for Mank. I can't spend this whole time complaining about Mank. Well done. Obviously, David Fincher was going to get nominated for that. Regina King, One Night in Miami. Haven't seen. Aaron Sorkin, well done. And Chloe Zhao, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Zhao? Sorry, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, which I haven't seen yet. Because I can't, not because I don't want to. That's an interesting mix. That's good, actually, because last year, it was sort of it was the big shots. You had, like, Scorsese, Tarantino, Obviously, you've got David Fincher in this one, but last year was big boots. This year, it's some lesser-known directors, which is great to see. Just need to watch their films, really. And let's move on. We got Best Screenplay for a Motion Picture. Emerald Fennell, again, a promising young woman. An interesting one here is Jack Fincher for Mank, again. Interesting because Jack Fincher is David Fincher's dad, and he actually died in, I think it was 2003. I might have got that date wrong, but either way, if he wins, that would be interesting to see someone that passed away a long time ago win a Best Screenplay award. I wouldn't be surprised if it won, again, because of what Mank is. We've got Aaron Sorkin, Charlie Chicago 7, Christopher Hampton, Florian Zeller for The Father, and again, Chloe Zhao. Well done. I think Mank will just win. It just will. It's a script about Citizen Kane. Of course it's going to win. It's not going to win, is it? Let's be honest. Best Picture Animated. Interesting category here. We got Croods, A New Age, Onward, Over the Moon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. I was thinking Wolfwalkers might do well, but you got two Pixar films going off against each other here. One of them's just going to win, I think. I think Onward did what it needed to do as a Pixar film, does what it says on the tin. Cute little story, bit emotional, some funny characters. But I think Soul just had more soul. Excuse me. I think Soul was just better. The animation was good. I think better. The animation was really, really good. Really good animation. A lot of different animation styles. Had a very unique story. Had some great music. I think Soul, out of all those films, not just between the two Pixar ones, I think that probably deserves the crown. Although Wolfwalkers looks really beautiful. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm not the judge, am I? Best Picture, Foreign Language. I'll list them off. Another Round, Denmark. La Llorona, I think. France and Guatemala. Life Ahead, Italy. Minari. I really want to see that, but I haven't. Two of us. Haven't seen any of them, so I'm just going to move on because there's no point pretending. Best Score for a Motion Picture. The Midnight Sky. What the flip? Is that a joke? The Midnight Sky. The Midnight Sky. The film that I referenced earlier. Oh, Christ. I made a video on The Midnight Sky last month, and I had a few problems with it, let's say, but one of my problems was the score. Rarely do I pick on the score for a film. Usually, if a film's bad, at least the score is sort of okay and just carries on through the film. But the score for Midnight Sky is memorably not good. Like, it isn't good. I think I compared it to searching on YouTube for intense music and just going with the top option that comes up. Like, it was really generic. It was really on the nose. It wasn't very good at all. It was quite amateur. But I guess that's just a reflection of pandemic times. They have a massive mix of things to pick from, really. Although, actually, they do. I think even Sonic had a better score than that. Oh, Christ, I don't know. Let's move on. The Midnight Sky, that does not deserve the best score at all. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Well done to Alexander Desplat. Desplat. That's the sound the score made in my mind because it was crap. Well done to him for his nomination, but your score was rubbish. We've also got Tenet. The score for Tenet, yeah, that definitely deserves a nomination. I think Tenet, again, I made a video on it. If you're new to the channel, go check it out. I had my problems with Tenet. I still have my problems with Tenet. I have a sort of a love-hate relationship with Tenet. But if there's one thing that I really 100% back in praising, is the score. The score for Tenet, it's one of my favourite scores of last year. I still listen to it just as I'm just on my laptop or sitting in cupboards as I am now. I love to sit in a cupboard and listen to the score for Tenet. It's really good, and it was nice because Ludwig Göransson, who made the score, he actually got a chance to step up and be with Chris Nolan. I know he's done other work. This isn't his first thing, but obviously Hans Zimmer was busy doing Dune, so Ludwig Göransson stepped in and made a really memorable score. A score that really, I think it helped the film loads. It's a very powerful, some very powerful pieces of music. A lot of people, I think, wrote off the score because the sound mix, as everyone knows, in that film was just really weird. It was too loud. People are like, I can't hear because of the music, and they'd sort of write off the music. It's like, no, the music's actually really good. Just the sound mix was a bit weird. So that is without a doubt deserved. Then we got James Newton Howard, News of the World. Don't know, haven't seen that. Mank, Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor, the composers for that. Mank, I will say the score for Mank is really good. Obviously, the whole deal with Mank is trying to recreate that old 30s, 40s cinema style, both through the story and the visuals and the sound. The way the sound's mixed it sounds like, you know, it sounds old. It does sound nice. And the music, they must have, I haven't looked into it, but they must have used old instruments. They must have used like old recording techniques, because it's really good, but they haven't just sort of recreated old music, which is one impressive thing. They've actually made a score which is memorable and nice to listen to. I thought when I was listening to Mank, at least the score was one thing that I did really enjoy, so that's very well deserved. And then on the end, we've got Soul with John Batista. Isn't that a wrestler? Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor. What a score. The score for Soul, really good. I think the music throughout Soul, you got a mix of jazz, some really good jazz pieces, and then there's this little New Zealandish character that's sort of creepy and has its own creepy score. That's really good. Again, I did a video on this. I praised the score on that. Go and check that out. That doesn't surprise me at all. I think this is the first category, other than the Midnight Sky, Christ, where there's actually some strong contenders, and I'm not sure which way it'll sway. I would genuinely be happy to see either Tenet, Mank or Soul win Best Score, even though Soul is the only film there that I actually enjoyed 100%. So I'm interested to see sort of the results of that. Best Song in a Motion Picture. Just going to skip this one. I haven't seen any of that. Best Drama Series. Ooh. The Crown. I haven't seen the latest series, but I've seen the first one recently and it's really good. Lovecraft Country. What? I don't know what that is. Lovecraft Country. Don't know what that is. Again, I don't have HBO. I can't watch that. Mandalorian, don't give a monkeys. Who cares? Like, what is that? That's another Star Wars film. Who cares? Like, genuinely, who cares about that? Why do they keep making Star Wars things? Stop it. It's not interesting enough to make a bloody continuous films and series about. Ozark, haven't seen. Ratchet, haven't seen. This is the most pointless reaction video ever because I haven't seen anything. Best musical comedy series. Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris. Fucking Jesus Christ. I'm a bit speechless to see that title in there. Emily in Paris. That again, that goes to show the absolute crap that they're having to pick from. Emily in Paris. I did watch the first episode of that. I was tempted to make a video on it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It's a completely boring idea. A girl called Emily goes to Paris from America and becomes an intern and is obsessed with Instagram. The boring idea is accompanied by an equally boring script that just nothing interesting happens. It's full of cliches. It's nothing but it's just so cliche. And I guess it tried to be funny. It gave it a go. I don't think it fits into comedy or musical really. It tried some jokes that really didn't work. Lily Collins was there. She didn't put on a particularly amazing performance. Like, what can she do? It's about an intern that likes Instagram who... We can't really get emotional about that. Can't really get invested in a character about that. So I guess she did fine. But that is a joke that's even considered in any category, in any award other than the Razzies. Christ. The rest of them, haven't heard of. So, Best Television Motion Picture. Again, haven't seen them. This best television. Hey, this is the Movie Surgeon, okay? The Movie Surgeon. We're here to talk about movies. I don't really care about the television motion picture, whatever. I'm not that bothered about the television nominees, to be honest. The latest series I watched was Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes, and they came out over 10 years ago. Not to sound like a hipster or anything, but like I only watch TV series when I really want to and sit down and get invested. I don't just watch them as they come out like I do with films. So it wouldn't be fair for me to react to them. I know I hadn't seen all the films, but I really haven't seen any of these TV series. So it wouldn't be fair to me to comment. We're the Movie Surgeon here. I think on the channel at some point I'll do some TV series reviews, but for this sake, I'm just going to stick to being the Movie Surgeon. Actually, scratch that. We've just got to Best Television Actress, and we've got Lily Collins. Lily Collins is there, smiling like a gimp. Jesus Christ. What is this? Again, I don't know what she's competing with. I can't say if she honestly deserves to be in that category, but the fact that she's nominated for playing Emily is quite amusing, let's say, because that was bad. That was really, very bad. I only watched one episode, but it was bad. And she didn't do anything special, not even being rude. I like her as an actor, but she did nothing special in that. I'm sorry. Right, I've skipped the TV category, so I'm going to just take a moment to reflect on what I've just seen. Where is Sonic the Hedgehog? That was within this year. I think that should have been nominated for a few things. Not even joking, I thought that, what's it called? Invisible Man. I thought Invisible Man would get something. Is that not in this year's? That was like the last film I saw in the cinema. Sure, I think that should qualify. I don't know why that's not been nominated for something, and something like Emily in Paris has. The Five Bloods, that came out this year, didn't it? I thought that might get something. Spike Lee, come on. Oh, Malcolm and Marie, that's out tomorrow, I think. I don't know. I thought that would be getting something. Maybe that's going to be in next year's, but I thought that was going to get something. Based on what we've just seen, obviously I need to watch some more films, but it's interesting to see what sort of films being considered. There's definitely a lot of surprises in there, definitely. There's definitely things that I knew would be in there, and there's definitely things like Sonic that I thought would be in there, but aren't. I think Mank will collect a lot of awards, both in this and the Oscars. Yeah, I think just because of what Mank is, who it's made by, and who it's about, and what it's about, I think Mank will just wipe the floor with this. I genuinely think Sound of Metal deserves a nomination for Best Picture. I know I'm probably biased because I just like that film, but I think like the films that are nominated for Best Picture, they're not bad, but I think Sound of Metal deserves that. I think Borat's going to win quite a few, which is strange. I think the girl from Borat, Maria, I think she might get Best Actress. I think Borat might get Best Comedy. The score, I'm really interested to see who wins Best Score. I think that'll be fascinating. As I said, I'd be happy with any for that. Yeah, I think reading through this, I've just found that it's really just made it clear what a weird year it is for film. We've got a real mixed bag in here because films have been postponed, delayed. It's just weird. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a very strange year for film, I think. There's films on here that I have never heard of. That's weird for me. Usually, when the award ceremonies come around, there's a couple I haven't seen, as I said, but there's never any that I haven't heard of. So like this, having some that I haven't heard of, that's just a bit strange, really. What do I want to see win? I want to see Riz Ahmed win. I think that would be really cool. I want to see Dev Patel win. I think that would be really cool. I think he deserves it. I want to see Mank lose a lot. That would be really nice. I want to see Nomadland. I haven't seen it. And Soul. I think Soul would be nice to see win, which it probably will. I think I'm going to leave that there. That's my reaction, really. I will watch the films, and then I'll do a predictions video for what I think will win, if I have time. And I'll do the same for BAFTAs and for the Oscars. Let me know if you want to see videos on BAFTAs and the Oscars. Their nominees won't be announced for a little while. But I thought this would just be a nice little video to do. I think I might do more videos like this where I just sort of sit and give my opinion on things that are happening in the film industry. Usually my videos are very structured. They usually take at least a week or so to make. So this is actually quite nice just to sit down today, speak, and then edit it, and then I'll put this out the same day. This sort of video will become a more frequent thing on the channel. Let me know what sort of things you want me to talk about. I'm thinking of just sort of doing, I don't know, like news and just stuff that's going on, so that'd be cool. Let me know. And that's it. I'm working on a couple of videos at the moment. There'll be some more videos up next week, I think. Like and subscribe if you're new here. I make videos about films, obviously. I'm called The Movie Surgeon. Follow me on social media and all that stuff. And thanks for listening. I shall see you very shortly. Cheery bye. Bye-bye.